leave the piers on the River Thames, we are required by law just to run you through a very brief safety announcement. Of course, it is not to alarm you, just to let you know that on board this vessel we do have full life-saving equipment in the form of life rafts, life rings and life jackets, and in the very unlikely event of an emergency, please remain seated and follow the instructions from the crew. As I did say, that is nothing to alarm you. Sit back, enjoy the journey, and the next stop that we make will be the Tower of London in approximately 20 minutes. Lovely day in London. Is everybody happy? Ecstatic. Now, if I may, please, ladies and gents, I'm not being rude, but if I could I just ask for a show of hands if you understood the safety announcement? Okay, that does seem like most of us, thank you. Now, as I said, I wasn't being rude, and the only reason I asked that question, because what I can do along the way is point out a few buildings and places of interest as we go through London. Now, unfortunately, on board these boats, there are no tour guides. But as members of the crew, over the years, we have learnt about the buildings, and I don't mind sitting here today, passing on some local knowledge to hopefully make the trip more interesting. If you do get a wave back, it's said to bring you luck. Is anyone waving? Yes, good, good. And there is one on the other side as well, so wave and smile. It also tends to keep people's hands busy and stop them throwing things fast as well. So just wave and smile, both of them. Nice people up there today. Now as we come through, well, when the trains... Oh, careful. Yeah, when you stand up, folks, the chairs fold up by themselves if you're in this front section. Just be careful there. Yeah, when the trains go above that bridge, it does become very noisy, and that's why the building to the right is soundproof. That's the Royal Festival Hall, and that is the last remaining building from the Festival of Great Britain in 1951. Over to the left, on the River Wall, the oldest thing here in London, it's actually older than London, is the stone column on the River Wall, Cleopatra's Needle. Cleopatra's Needle was made in Egypt, some building, and definitely worth a visit whilst you're here. And in front of the boat, we have a group of bridges, the Blackfriars. The first one we go under is the Blackfriars Road Bridge. And when we go beneath the bridge, if you look left and right, you're going to see red columns. And the red columns are the remains of the first railway bridge in London. The top part of the bridge became unsafe. It was taken off 25 years ago. They could not remove these columns. If they lifted the columns, there was a good chance the other bridges would have come falling down. The third bridge that we go under is the Blackfriars Rail Bridge, and as you can see, they're doing a lot of work on this bridge. They're actually making it wider, and if you look back on top of the bridge, they've built a new station the whole way across. Now that project has cost a total of £500 million and is due to be complete for the Olympic Games, which I believe have been and gone. So it is slightly behind schedule, but a massive project underway. Moving over to that boat behind us there, folks, a bit closer. Now that we're through the bridges, to the right there's a brick building, one of the newer bridges here in London, the Millennium Footbridge. You probably know this one much better by its nickname as the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. Opened on a Saturday morning in the millennium year by the Queen. It was closed the same afternoon by the police, and that's because the bridge, it was wibbling and wobbling. They've now fixed it and it's safe. But through the bridge and here to the right again, a round white building with a thatched roof, the replica to William Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Opened in can go on board this ship to look around. A lovely place to take the children. Children under 16 can go on board for free. Just bear in mind though folks, now last year I took my little girl on to Belfast, and to look round it took us nearly 3 hours. My little girl's only 6, she's got little legs, she was absolutely exhausted, so I highly recommend it for the kids. The best night's sleep I've had in ages. Loads of ladders on there to climb, well worth a visit to Belfast too. As we spin around to the right, you'll get a lovely side-on view of Tower Bridge. Once again folks, for the new passengers, we've got to run you through a safety announcement. Of course it's not to alarm you, just to let you know that on board this vessel we have full life-saving equipment. So just sit back. Bloody joking. So just sit back folks, the next stop will be Greenwich Pier in approximately 20 minutes. As most of you are aware, on the way through the commercial side of the River Thames, and this is where shipping took place years ago. Due to containerisation, most of this shipping came to an end. I wish they one day maybe. Just over to the left, there's a little bridge going across the river. See the Black Bridge, Limehouse Marina. If you had a boat small enough, you could go into that marina, and then you'd start hitting some of the inland waterways of this country. If you carried on for about 2 weeks, all through the canal systems, you'd actually end up in places like Birmingham and Manchester, places like that. So it takes about 2 weeks to do that, and you're on a little holiday, especially in the summertime. It could take a lot longer, because to go through to Manchester, you have to manually open 120 locked gates. And as we do so, we're going to pass the Canary Wharf developments. Now most of us put the main office in the middle with the pyramid roof of Canary Wharf. That's actually the Canada Tower, number 1 Canada Square. Until recently, it was the tallest building in the UK, 850 feet high. Now it's taken over by the Charlotte. The area itself gets the name Canary Wharf because any cargo from the Canary Islands was brought here and stored in the large docking system. But most of the docks have been filled in today, and as you can see, most of the land was built on. It's a very nice place to go and visit. Canary Wharf has been compared to as a mini Manhattan. Both the bars and restaurants, they've shopping centre, wide open spaces, very clean parts of London.